Give me a mummy high five.
High five,
Yeah.
high fives all round. Next exercise is going to be one of my favourites for the legs again. It's working your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, the back of the legs.
What?
Feet together, and then we lunge.
Come see my wheels.
Now look at your wheels.
Big, big. Massive.
Yeah, they are massive.
Black. More black for the wheels. My wheels are black. Woo. I'm gonna make everything.
So this is Isaac's, my son's red car, I think delivery car that we painted out of an old Amazon box. It's getting old school now. Got some paints. I've had these paints for ages. I think I bought these box of paints here. These ones, I bought them, I don't know, I think I bought them a very long time ago. A long time ago. I've had them 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. I've had this box. It's the stuff that they use at school as well, so it's relatively safe and stuff. So I bought the whole box of that about 2 years ago. I've always had them in the cupboard. So this is the car he's made. That's the license plate number that he's created with the headlights, and these are the two wheels. That's the front bit. Yeah, that's his hand right there. Yes, that's it. So this is self isolating day one, I suppose, the first real week where basically everything in London is shut and closed. So everyone is staying at home. And yeah, there he is. They're just doing crazy dancing. Yeah.
Hiya, this is me. It's about, I don't know, 8 o'clock maybe. And as you can see, there's nobody around. I just went to get some bread and milk because we'd run out. And it's quite annoying actually. Trying to organise a food delivery is quite difficult because all of the slots are taken. So yeah, I've had to come out, but I was kind of hoping that I could go without like milk, but I couldn't, so I had to go out and get it. And I'd rather prefer to go, I mean, in my local store there's very little left because most people have gone out during the day and I've left it late, but I wanted to go at a time when I knew the streets would be deserted and it would be easier for me to practice social distancing. And there's absolutely no one on the streets here at all. And that's the road behind me. So it's just kind of like that really. Just sort of, this, I don't know, this thing is really going to be difficult. I need to think carefully about how I'm going to look after myself mentally as well as health. But yeah, so this is week one of, for me, the first official week of social isolating. So yeah. Anyway, so this is a Monday, so I suppose I'll let you know what's happening on tomorrow. Really.
So yeah, today is Tuesday. I'm looking out my window and that's the sky. And normally we'd be out and about in this sky now. People have got our, coffees in hand, making our way to work or meetings or whatever it is we do. People will be in class and that kind of stuff, but obviously that's now stopped because we are now, I suppose we are on a sort of lockdown light, as I would probably say. So they have given us kind of like 3 solid reasons as to why we should leave our homes, and if you don't, if you're not meeting those 3 reasons, we should stay at home. So that's where we are. I'm not sure whether they put police on the streets or anything like that, because obviously I can't go out, so I can't tell you that with my own eyes. But yeah, it's just such a lovely day, and but I'm at home, so I just thought I'd record the sky for a minute or two, give us hope. Anyway, that's that. Today is Wednesday. third day of official staying in. We're now in lockdown. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I've come from a light jog. I'm not really a runner, but I really want to be. I always have wanted to be. So just kind of like running in my local park. I've done about 20 minutes, which is, for someone who doesn't run, that's a lot. But I'm trying to keep fit, because one thing I realised is that in this lockdown, if I come out fatter than I was before I went into lockdown, I'll be pissed. I'm not gonna lie about that. Yes, I'm vain, and yes, staying in matters, and trust me, I'm going straight home after this, because But I'm just gonna share facts with you there. I ain't even lying. So today's Wednesday morning. I must say that, like, I don't know, over here we've been practicing the sort of like the social distancing when we're running past each other. So we've kind of like sort of all of us are kind of sort of spacing it out. I'm walking out of the park now, and I'm pretty much more or less 2, if not more, meters away from most people. And it's quite funny, everybody's kind of like trying to pass each other and try and maintain that 2 meters distance. Makes walking around quite weird, but that's how we do up here anyway. So yeah, making my way home. I think it rained overnight because my trainers are completely wet from walking in the grass. And yeah, that's that. So thinking about taking my son out because he's going really stir crazy at home, but we will see how that happens. I may take him out, I don't know, maybe towards the end of the day when it's a little bit darker, and yeah, we might do that. But yeah, I'm making my way home now. So yeah, I tell you, it's kind of eerie quiet around here. There's pretty much 2 things are happening. Either people, like, I live close to a very big, not very big, but kind of like a main sort of hub station. And I walked past it, I jogged past it, and there was literally nobody going in or coming out of that station when I jogged past it around about 1:45, earlier on, about half an hour ago or so. And there are only 2 types of people who are walking: people who are exercising, well, 3 types: people who are exercising, walking their dogs, or those who have gone to get groceries. And I think most of those are emergency service people, because I don't think regular people can actually go and shop in the shops until later on in the day. So yeah, but I'm walking home now. I'm not gonna lie, it's been really kind of tough, because particularly if you've got children, my husband has been working from home, and when you've got 2 people who need to do a little bit of work, it's quite difficult trying to share the time and who gets priority and stuff. And it just feels like I seem to be doing more of the child caring, and it kind of feels like my career needs and what I need to do for work are taking a slight second to his. And yeah, it's just, yeah, that's how it's kind of sort of feeling right now. I'm not gonna lie about that. But yeah, my husband's trying to be generous with his time, and he knows that I need to get stuff done. But sometimes, they'll get a conference call when I'm supposed to be. He'll get a conference call when it's my turn to do a little bit of work, and then he has to go off, and then and it's like, it's just a bit annoying, really, really annoying. But like I said before, I'm grateful that my husband and I have jobs where we can still work from home to a certain extent. And yeah, so we've got, stuff that we can do. So yeah, I'm really enjoying TikTok though. I've seen some hilarious things on TikTok. Like, a friend of mine texted me saying that I should do a TikTok on something, but I thought, nah, I don't need to be doing that. But we'll see. I might do something. I'm just trying to think, like, I don't know. I think my husband said to me, go on TikTok when someone's pissed you off, then that's what you do, because like people say to me I'm funny when I lose my temper, because I'm not one of these people who F and blinds. I just get kind of like really, really real about how I'm feeling about about the subject matter that's pissed me off. So I don't swear. I just tell, as we say in Tottenham, I just tell you all about yourself. Those people who come from Tottenham, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and I'm like that when I'm angry. I've never been a big kind of like effer and blinder when I lose my temper. I just get really, I say lots of really cutting things in a line. And yeah, but it's a really lovely day, another lovely day. I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day actually. I was thinking, would this sort of self-isolating / quarantine situation be more tolerable if the weather was colder, or is it better to be where it's nicer weather? This is a good question, because I must admit the last few days have been quite lovely in London, and these are days where I would normally kind of go out, get a coffee, do a little bit of work, and then head into my workplace. So I go to the coffee shop early so I can walk there, do a little bit of work, and then head into my workplace. But obviously we can't do that. Yeah, just thinking out aloud, would it be more sort of like tolerable if the weather was colder? I don't know. It's just an interesting thing that crossed my mind. And I'm going to leave it here for now, and I'll get back to you kind of sort of later. Morning, everybody. Today is, I think, Thursday. Thursday. Still self-isolating. I'm just looking out the window and love a glorious day. I felt really low yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I felt sort of, just wanting for some change and something to happen. Just, some news that the, people didn't get kind of like, just some decrease in numbers or something, but we're not there yet. And I think one thing about this is that this is something that we can't rush, and it's going to take a while before things settle down. I suppose that really kind of sank in for me yesterday. I'm going stir crazy, I'm not going to lie about that. I just want this thing to be over, and I don't know, I'm full of so much anger. I'm not going to lie, I just feel with so much anger. I just so much anger. We've had things like SARS and a few things like this before in the past, and I just don't understand how we are so, as a government, so badly ill prepared. I just feel like, I don't know, because it's not the first sort of, this is probably the first pandemic that a lot of us are going to see in our that's gone on in our lifetimes. But we did have things like SARS and other little things that we could have learned from, and I just don't understand how we don't really have a good game plan for this as a government. And I don't know, I'm just frustrated, and I'm just angry, and I'm also angry about how much our lives have changed and just stuff like that. But I'm finding it really, really hard to be positive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm finding it ridiculously hard to feel positive, and that kind of darker base side of my nature is really coming out. And I'm journaling as well, just trying to write my journal down, and it's so but there we are. So I've run out of a few things, so I am going to have to venture out and get some stuff from the supermarket today. And my son's going stir crazy, so I'm going to let him play out in the courtyard where I live. Basically, I live amongst the group, loads of old people, and a lot of the old people have gone to either self-isolate with friends or with family members, so there's basically nobody in the car park. Anyone who's still in the car park are just young folks, but there aren't very many young people where I live. I'm surrounded by old ones, so they've all gone self-isolating and stuff, which is actually quite a good thing, because it means I don't have to worry about them, and I know that they've been taken care of. So I think beginning of like last week, I saw lots of my neighbours who were elderly packing and having their children come and collect them and stuff. So that kind of happened sort of like and like beginning of last week, even before the schools had actually mandated the shutdown of schools. So that week, beginning of that week, I saw a lot of all of my elderly neighbours, the families of my elderly neighbours coming to collect their loved ones and go to wherever they all are. So that's nice to know that, that my elderly neighbours are being taken care of by their family. That's, I suppose, a little saving grace. Sorry, I'm just in my gym jams. It's been a bit of a late morning this morning. My son did, what's it? Cosmic yoga, and he went on a bear hunt, so completely loved that. I didn't take pictures because I was too busy laughing didn't take pictures or video because I was too busy laughing my socks off just while he was pretending to go on a bear hunt. So that kept him quite happy. So that's a little saving grace. And he's currently watching something online right now, and then I'm gonna have a quick shower, and then we're gonna begin with some educational bits. Yeah, I think also with the kids, I think when you've got kids at home, this whole the romantic notion of a staycation goes out the window, because for me, I haven't had the opportunity to watch a single box set or watch anything interesting because I have a child and I can't really sit there and watch Die Hard. I have to watch stuff that's age appropriate for him, because if it was just me and my husband, if I was just single, I'd literally be just box settings like Sopranos and things like that. But when you have a child, you obviously can't watch that type of content. So I think that's also getting on my goat, because I'm being subjected to many rounds of Disney and these children's cartoons that just get on my last wig. I'm being honest, I'm keeping it real. So yeah, today's Wednesday, so that was that. Yesterday we did like a mural, like a little kind of like art project with my son, which was really cool. I'll show you a picture of that, of what we did. I've got a picture, I'll insert it in the clip of the art project that we did together. So that's really quite cool and stuff. Yeah, hopefully I think end of next week or week after, we'll have some news about whether these stuff is hopefully we'll have some news from the government in the next couple of weeks about whether this self-isolating is beginning to work. I bloody well hope it is, because if it's not working, I'm gonna be vexed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be vexed. So I'm gonna go have a shower, put my face on, and start doing some reading eggs with my son. Yeah, see you soon.
The best thing about toast is
Yeah, this is a part of the program called Jojo and Gran Gran that I think started airing I think a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really, really loving it. So yeah, I'll show you a little bit of clips. Yeah, it's a really, really great program, really, really enjoyable. It's a traditional sort of like British CBeebies children format where they tell a story about something that happens in their life, and then they back that story up with facts. So this is a story about a young girl who is looked after by her grandmother while her parents work. The representation is really lovely. Hello everyone, this is Joyce, and this channel is created by Joyce, and I am doing sort of like isolation vlogs. Excuse me, I come to you without my face on. It's the weekend. I decided to just chill, and well, I'm feeling much more positive about things today, funny enough. I know it doesn't make sense, and I know there's a lot of kind of like death and there's a lot of things going on, but I've kind of like decided to be a little bit more sort of positive about everything and focus more about how I want to use the time that I have at home. It's obviously a bit difficult because I do have a son, and he's 5, and he's a handful. Of my own making, ladies and gentlemen, I designed him to be a handful, and that's that. You know, the funny thing is, let me digress a little bit. The funny thing is, if my child was dull, I'd be disappointed if it was dull. I know, I know, I know. It doesn't make sense, but I'm being truthful here. I'd rather have a child that's a bit of a handful than a dull child, and a child that's sulky. And what I mean by my son's a handful, it's not that he's naughty or anything. He just wants to do stuff, and he will pester you to do stuff. So that means building Lego, that means destroying things, pretending I'm a car, having him jump on my head, all sorts of boyish things. So yeah, so it's quite difficult when you do have a son who is 5 and is active to try and think of things and stay positive, because it's like, oh my god, how am I going to entertain my child? But as the days have worn on, I decided to be quite relaxed about everything regarding my child. Like, for example, out of the average day, I probably do about 2.5 to 3 hours worth of homework, and I sort of, with my son, for him, and I sort of split it over the course of the day. And just having a more sort of relaxed attitude to the day has definitely made me feel much more positive as the days have worn on. But I'm feeling really good about myself, and I have decided to do quite a few things to kind of keep me going. Um, I'm going to focus a lot on my health. So, exercising, trying to eat relatively well, um, exercising, looking after my hair. The reason why my hair is like this is because I did a treatment yesterday, and I just wanted to do, kind of put it into something quick. But yeah, sort of focusing on looking after myself, looking after my mental health. I started sort of like a diary for 2020, so I'm still continuing with that. Definitely looking after my skin, my health, exercising. I'm trying to do about an hour and a bit of exercise every day or every other day, depending on what exercise I do. And that's going quite well so far. I managed to do that this week, which is quite surprising. And trying to read much more. I used to be a really big reader, but I don't know, as the years have worn on, I read less and less, but I've definitely want to get into reading this, quarantine period. So I've got a few things that I have been reading, and I thought I'd share them with you. So I've been reading Grit. It's obviously, yeah, it's called Grit. It's by Angela Duckworth, and it's why passion, resilience are the secrets to success. I found it really, really fascinating. It's into that kind of sort of popular psychology and self-help kind of genre, and it kind of explores sort of like grit and the importance of planning and sort of like readjusting your ideas, and when, particularly if you want to do a project, planning things out incrementally and working out everything you need to do to achieve something. I think that was probably the biggest thing I had taken from this book so far. I'm about 2/3 of the way in, and I'm really, really enjoying it. And I definitely would recommend this book to anyone who is looking for grit and has lost grit. Um, I would definitely say that over the years, my grit scale has definitely kind of declined. I had a couple of really bad things happen to me about 4 or 5 years ago. And since that point in time, I've been kind of adrift. But I don't know, now for some reason, I feel ready to pull myself together and kind of get stuff done and go back into doing things. So I did set myself some goals for 2020, and I have to sort of reevaluate a lot of the goals because of the coronavirus that we're going through now. But yeah, I really do enjoy that book. That's definitely a good book to read, and I'm enjoying it immensely. Another thing I said I was doing was journaling. So I'm basically trying to write a couple of words, a couple of sentences, a paragraph, maybe 2 pages, depending on how I feel, about how I'm feeling each day, about this virus, about my future, about everything. And it's definitely helping me to have a clear head. And I'm also taking my, as well as exercising at home, I do try and go out for about half an hour each day. And I normally combine that with a food shop. So if I'm going for a food shop, I go for a half an hour walk, then get my food shop and go home. And that is definitely helping me as well. I don't go out often. I literally go out when I need to get some food. So that's every few days just to go out. But I'm definitely enjoying looking out the window. I am quite lucky that I do have a kind of a sort of like a car park area. So I sometimes, bring the chair out and watch Isaac play, and I sit there in the car park and I'd read. It's not a car park as per se. It's a nice car park. It's a pleasant space to be in. Yeah, and we've also got some sort of communal gardens behind where we live as well. So I've been going there as well for like, 10, 15 minutes. When I'm going for a food shop, um, and definitely observing my 2 meters distance, for sure. So today's Saturday, and it has been a nice day overall. My husband isn't working today, which is nice. So it's nice to have him on board with playing with Isaac and just sharing the load a little bit. The last 5 days are difficult because my husband has been working from home and I've been working from home as well, and just sharing the responsibility of our son has been a bit of a mission, I won't lie. And it seems to me that I've been doing much more of it. We've had discussions about this issue, and he has said that he will do better next week. So we'll see how far we go, as we say. So yeah, but overall, I'm feeling much more positive about everything, and I'm just sort of like using this. I want to use this period as a period of personal transformation for myself. Um, I want to use it as a period of personal transformation. And since I made that decision that that's what I want to do, I've definitely been in a much more positive mood this last two days or so. So yeah, I'm looking to try and get my skin back on track, sort my hair out, lose a bit of weight, get fitness and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just been today's been a much more positive day. Yeah, so that's basically it, really. So this is going to be the last day of this week's vlog. I'm going to put everything together and hopefully have everything ready to be on my channel for Sunday morning at 10, and see how we get on. That's my battery. That was my battery. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Yeah, cool, brilliant, lovely, nice. Yeah. What else have I been doing? I'm going to put a list of books that I bought that I really want to read as well. I'm going to be doing that in a little vlog. I'm really enjoying just kind of vlogging from my phone because I'm finding it very, very easy to do. I do actually have a small vlog camera that I bought a long time ago that works really well. So I probably will be using that at some point too. But I am enjoying just vlogging on my phone. I just find it really easy just to pick up and talk, which is, I think, the style I really want to go for now. Yes, so it's quite cool. Don't know why I'm moving my eyebrows.